Now we're going to talk about changes in equilibrium. Equilibrium can change in one of four ways. Number one, an increase in supply. Number two, a decrease in supply. Number three, a decrease in demand. Or number four, an increase in demand. Let's look at each of these and see what happens. Increase in supply. Well, supply rises. And when the supply rises, you already know that reason for that will be that prices are high. So, of course, prices increase and then supply rises. And the supply curve is going to shift to the right. However, the way you solve this problem is that prices will have to fall. So if you got an increase in supply and your prices are up, but your demand is probably going to fall because the prices are so high, you've basically created this surplus situation, which of course is going to affect equilibrium. Now, when supply increases, because the prices increase, the equilibrium price is also going to increase. Again, the way you solve this problem of possibly having a surplus is that prices will have to decrease. So you'll have to drop your prices if you got a lot of product that you're not moving. Let's watch this.
All right, so we're looking at a combined supply and demand schedule. So as you can see, here is supply. Here is supply, and in the blue here is demand. And this here is our equilibrium price. So if supply increases, then what you'll see, and I'll use a darker green. So let's just say supply increases, then supply would move to the right. So let's just say it moves here. Then you now have a new equilibrium price. And of course, that equilibrium price is going to probably decrease if supply moves to the right. Because think of it like this: whenever supply goes up, price is going to go up, but demand is probably going to go down. So as you can see there, the shift in supply there caused a decrease in the equilibrium price.
When supply decreases, it's usually because the price has fallen. And of course, if the supply decreases, then the curve is going to shift to the left. Since the prices decrease, demand is going to shoot up. Because remember, as prices fall, I'm more likely to run to the store and attempt to purchase this. But firms are, like I said, less likely to keep supplying goods at such a low price, which again causes that decrease in supply. How do you fix this? Well, if you can see here, price has to go up.
Okay, so you see here, this is our supply and demand graph from minimum wage, but we're talking about a decrease in supply. So let's just say right here is my supply here, and over here is my demand. If I decrease supply, remember decrease means it's going to move to the left. So I'm going to do that in a darker blue. So let's just say demand goes
I meant to say supply here.
Let's just say that's where demand. It still decreased because it moved to the left. So the equilibrium price here is probably going to be about right there. And as you can see, that equilibrium price went from $9 here to now about $9.50. Because you see it's in between $10. So when supply decreases, the equilibrium price goes up. So just remember that to fix a decrease in supply, which of course is usually a shortage, it's caused a shortage. The solution to that is to increase price.
Now let's talk about demand. So occasionally your price will increase because maybe your product is better or something like that. As a result, most of the time the demand is going to decrease. When demand decreases, the curve will shift to the left. I know the screen says the curve will shift to the right, but it actually shifts to the left. How do you keep people coming into your business if demand has decreased? Well, that solution again is to decrease your price. As prices go down, people will come back into the store.
All right, so right now you're looking at the price and quantity for some product. And as you can see, the green is going to be your supply. Your green is going to be your supply, and your blue here is demand. And hopefully you can see that at $40, that's our equilibrium price. So at $40, everybody's happy. At $40, businesses are willing to supply 25 products. And that's our equilibrium price. And these are just hypothetical numbers. But we're talking about a decrease in demand. So I'm going to make the demand color a lighter blue. So if demand decreases, it's going to move to the left. So again, hypothetical numbers. Let's just say demand decreased to here. And remember, demand is always going to move to the left. So here's our new equilibrium price. I'll put it in a different color, pink. Our new equilibrium price is now $30, where it was $40. So when demand decreases, it decreases the equilibrium price, because our initial equilibrium price, which is A here, was $40, but now it is $30. So again, when demand decreases, the equilibrium price falls, or needs to fall to reach equilibrium.
And last but not least, let's look at when demand increases, which means a lot of people want it. So what happens when people want more, i.e. demand rises? That usually happens when the price has fallen. So you've got demand that's high and supply is going to drop because, again, the price has dropped, so I'm not willing to supply as much. So you've basically created a shortage. How do you fix this? Again, prices will have to rise. Let's see this in action.
All right, last but not least, and you saw this example in the decrease in demand. So let's just say demand increases, which means it's going to move to the right. And again, I'm going to use that lighter blue color, and let's just say demand is going this way. And again, these are hypothetical numbers. You would use an actual demand schedule. So hopefully you can see here that our new equilibrium price is somewhere in the middle of $50 and $60. So we'll just say about $53. And of course, you're going to draw your dotted line to indicate this new equilibrium price. So you see, when demand increases, the supply curve shifts, or the demand curve would shift to the right. And so prices will have to increase to solve that problem. Because anytime you have an increase in demand, and probably because the price has fallen, supply is going to drop. So with supply dropping, the way you fix that because essentially you have a shortage again. The price is going to have to increase. So you would increase your price to maybe this equilibrium price, which is about $53 or $54, which should get you back to equilibrium and making money.
So now you've seen everything that happens with the changes in equilibrium and how, as the demand and supply shift, so does the equilibrium price. Make sure you fill out your notes as well as the chart that is in your notes, and then move on to the IP. If you got questions, bring them to Zoom. Bye.